Well, good morning. It's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday. Wednesday, May 13th, and I'm all washed out. So I have discovered that I can control the camera in Skype, which is great, but I kind of have to figure out what the white balance is on this and the exposure level before I get into Restream, because Restream does not have, in fact, any controls whatsoever on how to keep from washing out completely over here, which is what I'm doing. So we'll get it straightened out. This is one of those things. We just got to figure out the day by day, figure this out. So there are no controls for my camera inside the inside Restream, so I just get to be all washed out and ghostly today. So we'll get back to that as time goes on. Okay, we are working on the commission. Good morning, Andrew. We're working on Andrew's commission, which you can't see because it's all washed out. Yep. Hey, everybody. All the normal, all the usual suspects. Yeah, David, I was just saying, I apparently cannot control my camera. Yeah, well, thank you. Actually, I kind of like it when you're over on Twitch, Brent, because you come in as a different color. And it helps me know that I've got all of those connections working like they're supposed to be working. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, as I was saying, I learned how to control the exposure level in Skype, but I can't get the exposure level here. There's no advanced options here in Restream, so we're stuck with super bright, and I'll get it figured out by tomorrow. But I have to stop broadcasting in order for me to be able to do this. So there's that. So, okay, anyway, we were working on Andrew's commission. So I'll go on ahead and switch over. Or not. Hello? Oh, we there? Can you hear me? Did I lose you? Did I lose everything? I feel like I've got a crash going on here. Because the Chrome is locked up. You can still hear me, but Chrome is locked up, which is weird. I may have to restart, guys. We'll have to see. It's the angelic halo. That's what caused this. And so, well, if you're gonna... Yeah, well, question is, do I have control of this monitor? Well, so Chrome is completely grayed out. You know how it does the gray out thing? It's completely grayed out. But you guys can see my monitor, so I'm kind of like, well, I can't. The only problem is if my microphone dies, I won't know. That's the only drawback to this. Because I won't have a little monitor. It's telling me that my microphone gave up the ghost. But if everything works, then everything works. So, can you guys see my mouse moving around on the page here? If you guys can see Hello. If you can see that, then I guess it doesn't matter whether we've got a dead monitor or not. Or a dead Chrome. If it's broadcasting, it's broadcasting. So I'll just keep going. So we'll go until the first time that my microphone gives up the ghost. Then I'll restart everything. But that seems like a thing to me. Okay, so we were working on this character here, which is Andrew's character. And Rue. Okay, that was funnier in my head. Andrew had talked to me a little bit later on about the dragon being on a pouch on the side somewhat uncomfortably, which I thought was very funny and made me laugh because I thought that was great. So the concept that she has her dragon literally riding right here and kind of like looking out like this going, what, dude? Am I like totally what? And it's just really funny to me. Like a medium-sized cat. You know what? If you're going to have that name, though, I'm going to change her name from name to Annabelle Fuselli. I'm just going to copy it. Copy. Paste. There. Check it. That's easy. Makes it simple. Find it fascinating that the monitor is still crashed over here on the other side. A medium-sized cat. The monitor's crashed like a medium-sized cat. So, the dragon itself is just a normal dragon, just a medium-sized, cat-sized dragon, correct? Oh, yeah. Makes sense. So if we put, like, claws, like he's holding on, like this. Okay, so it really is one. Well, let's look that up, shall we? I don't usually do this in the middle of... Man, Chrome is borked completely, isn't it? Like both sides of Chrome are borked. Huh. Well, everything's in Chrome. And actually, generally speaking, I don't have problems with Chrome. So, technically, I don't, this is not a common thing for me to have problems with Chrome. Last night I realized that I am running rapidly out of hard drive space on everything, and I think that might be part of my problem. And I think that might be where we're going at this point in time. Okay, so I will add one of these critters. I feel like I should be going every time. I'll add one of these critters to the side of this. I brought up Compsognathus. No, I'm fine. The reason that I have a shortage of space is because I work now in video and art like this all the time. So I appreciate that, though. But it would take more time, effort, and yada yada to get that, to get things up and down on a server. He's got kind of a pointy head, this guy. He actually has a very pointy nose, too, over it. And very much the raptor type creature. I really should not be in this. I should be in this. Yeah, I really do appreciate that. I do. But it's really just I don't want to delete client work, because I'm afraid that if I delete client work, they'll come back from the nowheresville that they live in and suddenly say, I need that. And I'll say, I deleted it 4 years ago. And it's a stupid thing, because I know darn well I'm not going to hear from these guys again. And so it's silly of me to be doing that. But, and they've got little teeny hands. Little teeny. But I always like to be that one guy, you know. Oh, man, yes, I'm totally a data hoarder. And it's horrible. There we go, like that. He's got like a little waddle thing going underneath here. So bring that down. Just getting rid of some of this mess so that I can see what I'm doing in here. Right? There we go. I don't usually get the opportunity to draw dinosaurs. This is kind of cool. He's just holding on. I appreciate that. Really what needs to happen is I need to stop being a data hoarder. Some of these folks are never coming back. So what I need to do is go through, figure out which ones of these are useful for a demo reel, and delete the rest. I mean, last night I was noticing that I still have the original GoPro files for all of the stuff that I filmed at NDK. And, you know, it's like for the GoPros, I was setting the GoPros up for a time lapse. So I had the time lapse as an MP4, but then I also had these 7 gigabytes of individual JPEGs. So I wiped all of those guys out and got more space. So it's that kind of stuff that I've just got to, I had to kind of figure out what to do with my life sometimes. You know, it's like, data wrangling has never been like one of my, Gesundheit again. Gesundheit a third time. My wife is in the other room sneezing. 'Cause allergies. It's that time of year. There we go. Yeah, a lot of it has to do with just. Oh yeah, and like I will keep the MP4 time lapse, but I don't need each individual one of those. Give him a lumpy pouch here because he's like scrambling to get around this pouch here, and like just trying to get comfortable. All he wants to do is get comfortable. Was that too much to ask? Right? So a little bit of lumpiness there. Yeah, and it's totally like normal. I know what I'm doing wrong over here. I need to stop being a doofus and saving. Okay, so I'll put the satchel. Probably went. Oh, you have your driving test on Friday. It is a very long tail, and I'm trying to figure out whether that would be a thing. You're probably right, but it'd be back here, right? Be behind her arm. The answer about your NDK question, I don't know. Nobody knows. And I'd love to tell you a yes or a no on this one, but we actually really do not know. And that's an issue. And we'll know at some point, but at the moment, we are all presuming that we are continuing on as normal. There we go. That works. So, okay, that's where we are. So now I'm feeling like I'm going to go on ahead and try to go on and do inks for this, because I think I'm pretty happy with everything going on here. Yeah, so far everything that I know of has moved. The problem really is nobody knows whether we're opening or not as far as a nation. So we don't know. So going to do our little dinosaur guy first. And he's just holding on to this bucket here. I'll move this hand over a little. Because he's holding on to the bucket right here. Like, just hang on, little dude. Don't fall out. He's like, I don't find your humor funny. I really just don't. That's fine. You don't have to. You're as angsty as your keeper. I figure. And I'll do this up here. There we go. I'm going to give him his little waddle. Right through there. Right? I don't find any of this funny. He's like, I am not amused. I am not amused. And we go through here, and we do this. And put that there. Okay. Usually, I try to ink starting from the things closest to us backwards through the drawing. And oh, by the way, I'll give everybody fair warning. As soon as the microphone dies out, I'm going to reboot the entire thing. because I am still showing Chrome is crashed out. So since we're broadcasting, it's fine, but I can't switch the microphone. So should the mic die while we're doing this, I'm going to reboot everything and you guys will have to rejoin. I'm sorry. But, maybe it'll hold for the whole show, but I doubt it. I don't have a lot of faith in that. All right. So just so you guys all know what happens when all of a sudden I stop talking for a few minutes and then all of a sudden the stream just dies. You're like, whoop, that was that. I get that now. And then his tail will come out like this. So an affectation of manga style is to leave a highlight open on the top of things, which is great right up until you try to color it. Then you have holes and gaps everywhere that are extraordinarily irritating. So as an artist, I have this instinct when I'm drawing to do things like that to indicate, light and stuff like that. And I can't do that. Like here, her greaves, and I can't do that to indicate the light until after I've gotten it inked. So it's kind of a tough thing there. Give her her other pouch over here so that she can have that. There we go. Now we'll go across for belts. She's got the pouch belt, which is here. And then there's the bottom of her bodice. Right, so we'll put the belt sticking up. Adds a little bit of realism to add levels to things. So like here we've got the belt sticking up above her hip. And that makes the belt look 3D. I mean, it gives it that effect. Little things like that are. And then like I will make the bodice come out here because there's another belt that goes across her chest right there. And so I kind of want to show stress on the bodice. Right through here. Right. And then that knife is a bone knife, correct? I mean, I am correct in assuming that's a bone knife. I think we talked about it. And since everything is crashed over here, I can't actually pull up the actual So the thing about what I do is with this, so it's a bone knife, so we're going to finish the sheath and then put the tab for holding it because it's upside down. And then I'll do this. Right? There we go. Like it was the leg bone of an animal. There we go. Yeah, and then we put the sheath in, which she would probably have a slight amount of decoration on. And then we'll put this around like this, which goes up onto her shoulder, but we won't see that because we'll be doing the cloak here in a minute. But first we'll finish her bodice. And come through here. And then bring around the front of the chest. And again, we make the bodice stick out just a little bit there so that it looks 3D, right? We want it to stand out. Our pants probably pop out a little bit too on that side, leaving just a little bit of exposed flesh there, but not a lot. I mean, she is a warrior, so there's not going to be a lot of exposed anything. So the only exposed flesh would likely just be an accidental distance between the bodice and her pants. And that'll be it. Yep. I'm going to keep... Luckily, I brought up the dragon picture in Firefox. So it's not dying yet. Give it time. Okay. You want her to have a skull pin? Wouldn't that be cute? Like a little skull pin. Okay, maybe not. If you don't like that, tell me. But I think it's cool. Anyway. I don't know. I might be going way overboard on she's an angsty teenager. But I'm enjoying the heck out of the idea that she's such an angsty teenager. She's got little skull pins. Right. Give some wrinkles in there. Underneath this bodice piece, she's probably still wearing a shirt. I don't know. I don't know. A dragon skull pin? I could do that. I could do dragon skull. Let's do dragon skull. A dragon skull would be like this. There. Dragon skull. Okay. Now we'll move up here. As we had said before, the hood is like this. Not a cowl. And we're going to do that, which will allow me to go in here with these in the hair. Bring the hair around. And I'm going to bring the hair out of her cowling like this. Because I think that looks a whole lot better. And I'll bring this through like this. So that way it's underneath the cowl, or outside the cowl, I guess. Open her neck in right here. She is definitely not impressed. This is one not impressed kid. Super, super long. Super, 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 super long. I'll make it somewhat long. You can do that. I can definitely do that. There we go. Go through here. Like this. Put the cowling down like that. Make it go across like this. Up and over. It's red. Her hair is bright red. Or maybe not bright red. We'll have to talk to Andrew. I think her hair is bright red, Andrew. And then this is one wave going in like this. So this wave is the front wave of her hair. This is going to be inside. So I'm going to bring that back around like that. And it'll just cause a fold right there. Like an orange red. Not necessarily fire engine, but there we go. Go through like that. And up like this. There we go. Now we'll design this side. Come down the other side here. Woo, went too far. That's how you know you went too far. You have a guide. It's right here. It tells you what to do. There we go. Off the edge. All right, then we'll put in her van brace. Ooh. Now we've just made it weird. We just made it weird. There we go. We'll do this line right here. There we go. Yeah, we can try covering one eye with the hair. But her expression will be lost if you do that, because if I cover, here, I'll give you an example here. If I cover this part with hair, let's say, then she just looks lost. See? You lose that expression of, the hell are you? You know what I mean? So we can do that. I can even cover the other side of her hair and go the other way. Like that. But we lose that quizzical expression because her eyebrows are part of what's telling that information. Slump the brow. What do we mean by slump the brow? I mean drop her head down? I'm not sure where we're going with this. Until I know where we're going with this, I'm going to keep inking the top of the cowling. Because that'll... Because at the inking stage, I'm not going to... I guess that's true. We could do that. I can just stick the eyebrow through her hair. You know, we can give it a shot. See what happens. I'm going to finish inking down through here. And we'll remove that for right now because we don't really need it. It's just illustrating a point. Now, most kids in this era wore breeches. Right? So we're just going to go like this. And all we're doing is, because of the nature of how she's lifting up her cloak by putting her arms akimbo like this, I'm just raising the arch through here. I'm going to come down here. And the breeches are going to come out of her boots like that. Come out and then come back around. And here we go. Not that one. Not you. Okay. So our breeches then are probably going to be tied right here. So there'll be a tie, which I'll go back and fix. Thigh highs, huh? Not against it, but you're going to age her a little by doing that. Young girls don't tend to wear thigh highs, so it's going to age her. It's totally acceptable. We can certainly do it. But she'll look older all of a sudden. Impractical but stylish. Somehow I have a feeling that's the nature of this character, is somewhat impractical but stylish. I mean, she's carrying a dinosaur pouch. There. So, now that those are thigh highs, we can slim these back down to our legs. This is the benefit of thigh highs, is that they are conforming to the legs. There we go, like that, and like that. And we'll bunch her clothing out like this on either side. Yeah, I know, they're really serious boots. And then we'll come out here. She is definitely worried about getting, like, bitten by a snake or something. There we go. These are the laces. pull the under sketch out, the under drawing. Okay. Now we'll tighten up the inks and then go back and deal with the hair. So at this point, I'll pull the underdrawing out so that I don't get confused, because I don't want to get confused. And all I want to do is get confused, and I want to be able to see whether I've got leaks. Yeah, you may be right, Brent. They may be too high. Let's pull those things down a little bit. Like mid-thigh, right about here would be good. Like right here. There we go, more like that. Something not quite right about her midsection. I'll bet you it's the boots. Let's fix her boots. Because the underdrawing looks good on... there we go. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that fits us a little bit better. And bring her hip around. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do some fixing here. One, we've got to turn her hips because her hips are going along here. Problem is, the dragon is in the middle of her hip. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm getting the feeling that we're going to need to do a check here. So we'll do what we call the old box check, right? Now, if we take our white layer and put it there, how are we looking on this? Are we still okay? So we put the collarbone through here. Truth is, that hip should be going sideways. Really? Really? You're on the wrong layer. You have to stop. Why? Because you're on the wrong layer. How far did I go on this layer? All of that. Man, that's a bummer. There we go. right? Because it has to happen at least once a session with me. I have to be on the wrong layer at least once a session. Okay, let's take a look again at the underdrawing and the design. I feel like, for one, her hip should be more like this, which will put this here and this here, which is what I think you're talking about. Right? Yeah, her hip's not cocked right. Which that'll help. Okay, let's get in there. Let's start fixing this thing. This is a relatively easy fix. You have to stop. But why? You're on the wrong layer. Alright, let's try it again. I'm going to put that down there. Now we've got to turn her hip. And this will be this way. Go up through here, go up through here, like this, give the stress. So part of this is, it's amazing how much information we get from stress lines in clothing. Yeah, except that this is the hip that's up. So, though that does, I know what you're saying, but this is the hip that's up. So let me see if I can kind of illustrate again with red. This goes this way, this goes this way, and then the stress of the body is going to go here to the ground. That leaves this leg free. So that's why that leg has to go down. Now, the truth is, really what's happening is she's probably bending her leg like that, which is what most humans do, but I've already inked in. So that's a little harder to mess with there. I might be able to pull it off, but we're going to have to fight with it a little. So, because what I can do is this. Bring this back like this at the knee. Right? Because if we do that, it does do what you're talking about. And it makes her leg look like it's bent a little, which it's going to be whenever I'm going to have to go back in and re-ink, though. So, go back this way, up and around, and like this, and then around like this. And then I'll erase in on this. Right? And erase this part here. And come back up. And then now she's got more of a bend to her knee and there. I'm going to have to go back in and clean this up. But yeah, that's what we're headed for here. And these thigh highs are probably going to be right at, oh man, I hate sketching in an ink stage. Woo, doggy. What a mess this is becoming. Okay. Ooh, there we go. There. Now this is going to need to be tilted to wrap around her thigh. I feel like we borked it somehow. I really feel like we borked it. Okay, well, that's why we leave the sketch. I think what I'll do is I'll clear the leg like this, and then we'll go for a different type of angle here. Reverting all the way back to the underdrawing. I feel like part of this is her knee. If you look at the knees, one knee is here. The other knee is here. I think that's the deal. This leg's up. Her heel's right here. So she's already lifting this leg up. It's just that it's aimed straight at us. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to rebuild this. She just has her leg turned toward us in a way that only a teenage girl could possibly ever do, which is funnier and funnier than it needs to be, because no adult woman can bend her legs like this, because after a while they're like, this just hurts. Why would you do this voluntarily? Why? But that's what's going to happen here. We're going to bend in like this. There we go. And then her heel's right here. Her foot's right there. I hit the eraser button instead. That's not what I wanted to do. We'll put this flat part right here and go across. All right. Right? So then this part is turned toward us now. But either way, it's no longer acting like it was the other side. There we go. And we fixed it. She just has her leg going the wrong way for like any normal human. No human actually has their legs like that. Oh well. And by no human, I mean anybody who's not a teenage kid or just a kid in general. Nobody would actually fold their legs like this except a teenager who folds up in weird ways, and I've just never understood that, and that's just the way it goes, and I'm willing to accept this. There we go. I'll fix this little. All right. Done and done. So that'll help sell that illusion right there. There. Right? She'd just get mad at me. That's usually what happens. Although she's been doing yoga, so, who knows? Maybe she can pull that pose off. I didn't work here. I know that my kid can do that pose. Definitely something that the little guy can do. Because I keep trying to get him to not do that at the dinner table. All right. There we go. Okay, now we've tightened up the design. And now I want to go fix the hair up at the top. But let's get the underdrawing out first. Double check. Now what I'm doing is I'm looking for leaks, right? Because I'm looking around the edge here to see if there are any leaks. There aren't any leaks that I can see. Or inside, no real leaks. We're good. One other thing we're going to do. Quick fix of the bodice. Bring it around like that. Okay. Now let's figure out what we're doing about this hair. And see if we can cover one eye. So her hair is brushed this way. So I'm going to probably be moving this way across her eyes, like this. Do is this. And then I can still retrieve and keep this eyebrow. All you need is just enough of it to see what's going on, right? You don't need a ton. Just a little bit. But now it made her cloak look strange. Because the cloak should now be following closer. Cloaks will stay easier glued to your hair than they will there we go. Okay, so the eyes. I'm actually going to bring up the nose a little right here. Yeah, she doesn't look impressed at all. I like the fact that she looks duly unimpressed. There's a leak right there. And a leak right there. These are leaks. I'm going to have to figure out how to do this. Alrighty. I have no earthly idea what my child is doing downstairs. It seems to be involving an awful lot of boxes and things. Okay, I'm going to call that a good ink. Right there, good solid ink. So here is what we're going to do. I'm going to duplicate the layer. This allows me to save the ink in case I'm an idiot and blow it up. So now we're going to pick some colors for her. Well, we know her hair is an orangish red. We've got orange. We're going to look. That's probably too orange. So we'll back off on that one. I've got kind of an orange red here. That's very red. So we're looking at the light colors. So this is one of those trust me moments. We're going to go with this. And I'm going to deepen in with red. So we'll do that. Do that. Go in here with the brush and just capture this section right there. Yeah, about that nightmare dragon. Hey, doesn't look like my finder's crashed. That is horribly useful. So let's back it off here. Let's go in here. I'm going into this, and I'm looking for my Andrew character portrait, which is critical. Character portraits. Andrew. Colors will match the nightmare dragon. Hoping the nightmare dragon is this. That's the nightmare dragon, correct? All right. Ooh, yeah, that's ugly. So that's easy, actually. What we can always do is just go in here and go bork like that. And come back over here and go bork, 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 right? Makes it simple. And just track all these colors all I want. Bork, bork, like that. There we go. So, her cloak's going to be this color as well. So we will take and go bork, 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 bork. I see a leak. That's all right. That's not critical. The best part about when people give me like a version of this where they've already got colors that they've chosen or whatever, makes it so much easier for me. I can just go through here and do this. And then it's not that big of a deal. Go through here and kind of line this up so that I can go in here. Hi, pen, help me out. Go bork. Right? Now we already have two of our tones together. Easy peasy. Now, we've got kind of this pinkish color that I'm wondering if I couldn't use as an offset. Because if everything is just black on black on black, she's going to look monochrome. So, I mean, I could do it. I think her greaves might be, her vambraces might be, and her boots might be. I'd even go as far as to say maybe her bodice is. Oops. Yeah, no, that could be that way too, and I'll fix it later if I want. There we go. And then We've got kind of that color thing going for us. Now I'm looking at maybe this or this as her offset color. Right? Because that matches in a way. I'm going to go with that for right now. And I've got to figure out her skin tones. I think you even gave me the rear strap for her familiar pouch. You mean on the back, on her back? We did miss his tail, though. I'm going to put his tail back in. I'm going to bring in this picture, which is another picture he gave me, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to say filter. And what was I thinking? I was thinking something. Come on. I'm thinking of this thing. Median. There. Now, when I get a median, we can get the average here. So let's see if that works. That's awfully close to her. It makes it look like she's very, very close to this pink. So maybe I won't do that. See if we can't find a lighter median. That's not lighter. I'm going around here trying to find the lightest color we can. She can't be totally ghost white, because that does actually look very strange. Yeah, I think the bridges are going to have to go darker, which is fine. We'll fix that. I agree. And we'll go here. We'll make sure we catch some of these pieces that are not... Whoa! Hey, don't do that. There we go. And there. Really? It's cute once. Not cute many times. Okay. Okay, let's take this and look at that color, and then we'll drop it down. That makes her offset color look like that. That's not bad at all. So our offset color is there. And then we'll take for she's definitely a gray-black girl. So we're going to, all of her equipment are black belts. I'm totally with that plan. And even her familiar's pouch. As an offset. She could be wearing gloves. These could totally be gloves. I'm okay with that. That's actually not hard. We just do that. There we go. And then I kill that line later when we're done. What pouch? You're probably right. That's probably undone the ability to see that pouch. So that pouch is going to have to be a lighter gray. There we go. Now, Compy here. Compy is going to be... Do you want Compy to be in this dragon's colors, or do you want him to be in... We'll get the dragon tail in. It's going to have to come in after we're done with the initial flatting. Did you want him to copy to be in these colors? He won't show up.
I can draw a good dragon.
Yeah, I'm broadcasting. I appreciate that you can draw a good dragon, but I'm broadcasting. So,
Okay.
So do we want Compy to be in green and reddish and all the sort of the colors that... He's basically a tiny representation of this dragon. Not that dragon. Of this dragon. That's not a dragon. Of this dragon. Okay. I can do that. Yep. These are... Herein lies the problem with black on black on black on black characters. Not impossible. We can definitely see we're going to be working on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over and swing it into the green. He's got a little bit more green into his tent so that he's not... Just so he offsets, because he's supposed to stand out a little bit there. Then we can take this, and this is what I'll do. Tell me if you think I've gone insane. But what if we were to do like this? Right. This will allow me to give some... Ooh, not that close. That's Photoshop for you. You're too close. Right? And I can do this around the outside. Right? And then I can come around the other side here like this, but he will also stand out. All right. And then you say light gray on the there we go. That way he's not... Just realized that I do not actually have a crash on the system, so we're good. Let's save. Okay. So I'll keep the flamey hair. I've received 100 messages from you guys. Thanks. Dark back, orange striping, light gray tummy. I could do like a battleship. Like this kind of color on the front here. Right? There we go. There we go. Across the snout. And yeah, well, we've actually managed to hit 100. Every time I've broadcasted, because we have a lot of talking and I love it. I absolutely love that. So I just find it funny that that's the thing. Let's not do that. That's a thing that they're talking about here. There we go. Put the waddle back in. I like that waddle. There we go. There. So, okay. Her eyes. Vibrant hair and dark clothing. Green eyes. It does need a tail. I'm going to have to put that tail in. I'm actually going to have to manually draw that tail in a minute and just grab its colors. I'll grab his colors so that he can do that. Okay, I'm going to call, but I'm going to finish. I like that you're like, and then she can't stand because of the tail. Thump. Okay. Right? I need more Twitch followers. That'd be fine. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So when we put the ink layer back on like this, and we put the ink underneath it, it darkens out all those lines, and you can kind of see that. But right now, I'm not going there yet. So I'm going to just finish doing the things that need to be done here. One of them is I'm going to go over here and go out on a limb and make this pouch her hair color, because then it looks cool. And it offsets to the right. Like she'd pick a pouch that would, accentuate her hair. The other thing is she has green eyes. So let's get her some really nice green eyes. Right? Now the question is, does the compy have green eyes too? What eyes? Would we give... Can we give the compy green eyes? So you don't want her or want him to have the compy tail. You want him to have this tail. That might be fine. But there we've got both eyes are now doing their thing. The eyes match. The eyes have it. I'm going to go in now with my brush. And here's what we're going to do. Wow, we're going to zoom all the way out. We're going to do. I didn't mean to do that. There. But he looks cool in green. He can be white though. Just fixing up some of this. He's a magical compy. Well, one of the things we can also do is something like Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that was a good idea in principle, but it's not so good. Teeth. Teeth. Okay. His teeth are down underneath him. So they're going to be like here. Because his chin is right through. I guess this could be, but that would come up to here for his snout. So I could give him teeth that go that way. Like right there. That'd be what we want. There we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Right? Well, if it's Nightingale, it could be Florence. Florence Nightingale. I think I'm funny. Okay, moving up here. Let's get some of this fixed out. So we're going to go through here and just bring this all the way to the edge. So that when it's like that. There we go. There we go. Flatting is one of the things that takes the most time. It's very time consuming, flatting. Especially when you're not sure what colors things are. There we go. Yeah, but you're not going to be able to see any of them because the compy's mouth is closed. So, I mean, I can give him one tooth. But the tooth is, he won't have a lot of teeth. Okay, I'm done. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to move up here. And I've said this before in previous drawings, eye whites aren't white, strangely enough. They are a bluish white. Sits right about there. So we're going to go in here and, strangely enough, her eye is not white enough to actually make that. Her skin is so pale. So there we go. We'll do this side too. So I am totally cool if you want to change this. That's not a problem. However, let's do this. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of teeth in there. It's almost like they don't want me to download these things. I do love the colors on this particular picture, though. Why is it I can't? I am absolutely okay if we want to change these guys. But I'm not seeing a lot in the way of teeth here, which is kind of aggravating because I can't get a zoom in on this. And I've got all these compy sort of... Oh, there we go. Much better. And now I can see teeth here. Oh, hey, that's actually somewhat useful right there. Okay. Well, and there are teeth in this picture. I just had to get a bigger picture of it. So give me just a second here, because I'm actually doing that right now. Well, they do know about the teeth. I mean, teeth they'd know about. There were teeth. So I get that there are downloads or there are teeth loads here. Downloads. I'm in my downloads folder. I can't apparently do two things at once. Open with. There we go. So I'm seeing more teeth over here on this guy. Right? I'm seeing teeth up on that point there. So I'm okay if you... Well, and I am totally with you on the idea... We've already got our colors. I'm totally with you if you want to change the character. But they don't know lips. I don't know lips, man. I don't read them either. But his teeth are going to be right in here. Like in that zone. And they're going to be facing down and facing up and facing down and facing up. So it's going to be difficult there. I don't know. That's a tough one. But I am going to bring that around like this. And then we're going to try this. There. That's probably the bestest we're going to get. Okay. Next step, because we've got 30 minutes left for this drawing, and I want this drawing to be clear at the noon mark. Next step is we're going to go in with shadow. That's not shadow, that's white. I'm just going to color in all along here, and then through here, and then there. I don't like this pin. I need one with pressure. Pressure. Like that. Because I need to be able to come in here like this and do this and be gentle and then be able to come around like so. Right? That's exactly what it looked like. I just pulled part of her head right off. Now this side might be dark. And this is definitely going to be part of the shadow piece right here. Right in there. And we'll give him like this. And then under here, go through like this. And right on this side like this. And around like that. Then there's definitely going to be a shadow under here. And then we're going to do maybe a little bit of shadow right there. And through here. And this will help us define her hip. And we'll come around here, the back of the glove. So we'll go back through here like this. There we go. Now, inside of her chest. So, like here. I'll do this. Come around like this, and I want this strap to kind of lay a shadow, so there we go. Then the back side of her boot, like this. I'll go through the crotch area and through here. Right, there we go. And this will help add definition as well as add structure to her body and make her 3D. I'll come around this side. Like that, like this. And up and around. Then, there we go. And we'll come back around the back side of her hair like that. And come around here like this, and like this, and like this. And then we'll make this side come around like that. Go into here. Then we'll give her face. We'll come in here like this. Ooh, a little too much there. We get into the face, and I've got to be much more careful about how I do things. Right, because now I've got this area right here, which is dark. And all of this ends up being dark. I'll come around here. And there we go, like this. So that'll give a little bit of fluctuation in the hair so that the cowling doesn't look like it's unnatural. There we go. Yep, it is. Good catch. Not anymore. It's really hard to tell, though, because we are, her skin is so pale now. I'll go back through here like this. And through here like this. Through here like this. Weep. Weep. Weep like that. And then she's too young to have bags under her eyes. and go through like this and like this. There we go. Super dramatic. Okay. There we go. Well, and I know that she's had a rough life, so it's entirely plausible she would have some semblance of bags under her eyes. But young skin is so amazingly resilient, and irritatingly so when you have older skin that's not so resilient. So there's that. So if we wanted... I can do it. Nope. How long have we been doing this? Okay. Guess what we did, guys? Window. History. How far back do we have to go? That's a total luck out. That's a total luck out. Okay. We just lucked out on that one really hardcore there. Yep. Layer mismanagement. Layer mismanagement. You got it. Luckily, we're not far enough down in the histories to make this bad yet. All right, down here, go through here, go through here like this. Now that we're close and really, really up close on this guy right now, go down here, through here. And this is where we will also illustrate that this knee is further forward. I was on the wrong layer. We have to stop. Why? You're on the wrong layer. To make the face. There we go. Right here. Do some sweeping. Right through here. And this just gives us some dynamics and colors in her cloak. Down here, come around here, give her foot definition, and this foot definition as well. Okay. Do the trick. Deselect. Didn't work. Okay, I'll do it my way. If you won't do it your way, I'll do it my way. Multiply. And about 36. There we go. 233. Her flesh is really light. Now we'll do the lightness side. And even though I do the shadows in, I'll do the shadows in black so I can see where all the shadows are going in, because otherwise I'll lose them somewhere. The white side I do straight. Right? Kind of go around here and I just work through some of this to give her definition like this. And go across the boots. Give the boots some definition up here. Go along this side here. Go like this. And this allows me to give some great definition along the sides. Up through here. Maybe a little bit right there, right here. And Compy needs it all across the side of his face. So people know he's a dinosaur, man. I'm a dinosaur. I'm a dragon. I'm a real dragon. Don't make fun of me. I'll burn you. Jump back. Right? Have more fun with dragons, I swear. There we go. And we'll give her some highlight along her bodice. Definitely on the breast, because that's a raised area. And then a little right here to kind of just give some highlight there. And the belt. The belt is going to be shiny, so I'm not that worried. Then we'll give her face a little bit of highlight through here and like this. Right? Wow, great. Like that. Yeah. There we go. Now we go through her hair. This will make her hair look alive. There we go. There we go. All right. And then one last thing that we will do is put highlights in, right? Because we've got leather here. We're going to put just a little bit of highlight into her hair like that. And then Compy gets highlights too because his skin is going to be scaly, which means that it will reflect light. Ooh, it didn't go over like I wanted it to. There. Not as happy with that as I should be. We're getting close here. There we go. You have to stop. But why? You're on the wrong layer. Okay. Undo. I'm going to get closer. When I'm working with the shine, I really don't want to be too far away. But I feel like her boots would be shiny a little bit. Especially right here. Maybe just a little bit right there. And that will give us that. Now that we've done this, let's go fix the pieces we've screwed up. Oh my. Okay, first things first. We need a tail. All right. There we go. Give him some happy little flamey furry things. I don't even know what those are. Now. Everybody makes mistakes, so it's all good. The fact that I've forgotten his tails, he'll forgive me over time. He might get whiny about it, but he'll forgive me. All right. There we go. Now his tail is in there, and he's even got little flamies on his tail. Question is, really what I need to do also is go in here and highlight up the flames on his fur, right? Because, I mean, he needs to be getting at least the same color she's got in hair here. So, there we go, like that. Just like that. Okay. The last thing we do is go here, select all, and this allows me to do a couple of things to check. Now I'm going to do a contiguous, right? And this only gets the outside edge of her. And we'll go under here, and we're going to do this real quick. Though, it's going to... Hi! We're not going to do that. Control-Shift-I. That light gray pouch. Now is the time to change it. Got a color choice. You want to go for gray, like a Because we've also got to go back in and fix her bone knife, which doesn't have anything in it either. Or the little scully thing. So while we're at it, now is the time to fix that. I'm going to go in real quick. So you decide what color we want that pouch to be. And can we darken the browns? You mean her, like, outfit? Really? Really? This is the way we're going to be? More like that? And that pouch, let's go for a different color. You know, we had the hair color. Let's try that hair color. Let's see what happens. Right? Maybe she made all of those pouches out of her hair color. You can do that. Wouldn't offset like this, though. See how that stands out? What do you think? Before I go on ahead and change it out to gray, because I can change it to gray at this point. But I feel like that would vanish. On highlight, though, I do need to put highlights in on it, though. This pouch should be like this. Here we go. And you really should have some kind of highlight to show your... There we go. There we go. Gray it is. Okay, let's fix her bone knife, and we'll call this one a done deal. So on the color side, I'm going to pick a very light gray. And we'll put that in there because it's a bone knife. I mean, really. All right. So there's that. And I'll pick that for the sheath. And then, you know, I am going to pick that for that, and that for that, and that works. I can always drop the color down on the grays and the blacks later, or grays and the blacks too, so if we really want to, we can do that. Let's give this guy some shading so that you can tell what he's doing. And then put that right there so that we can see that it's across her chest. This is going to go deep down like this. And then we will go on to the lightness side and do the other side of it. Not much you can do with bone. Bone is bone. And that buckle's going to need to be done. You're right. I'll catch that buckle in. That's usually a bronze or bronze-ish color. So I'll go on ahead and pick myself a nice, decent bronze in here. I'll hit this buckle. Jerk. I'll hit this buckle. Right? Good. Just saying. And this is one where I'll go to the shine layer like this. And then I'll just do this number. Right? No, I'm not going to do that because I don't like that. Makes it look like it's smoky. Go to my shadow layer and do this. Hey, look at that. That's what we should be looking at. Now on the shine layer, we take the white and we go wing, 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 like that. And that'll work. A dragon clasp with a buckle. Yeah, we should. That's what we should do. Okay, we got about 2 minutes left here. So I want to wrap this guy up here pretty soon. Okay. Put the shine on it. All right. And I think we're going to call her good. Next thing I'm going to do is put in a background for her. Where are you going, guy? Do you even know what you're doing? Do you know what you're doing? I don't think you know what you're doing. Okay, I have a folder called Shared Resources, which is where... Oh, there we are. Do you really know what you're... No, you don't know what you're doing. That's fine. We'll open it with Photoshop. All right. So these are a series of just colors that are paint swatches that I've done in here we go. How do I do metallics? I just did the metallics for this one. So I mean, are you talking about in general or what? All right. Just the levels in so that she's that, and then we go past this here, like that. And this is just so that she doesn't look awkward just standing all by her lonesome self out here. Right? That's all we're really doing here. Just giving her a little something to... Here we go. Close this guy. We don't need him anymore. We don't need you anymore either. Save. Okay. So... the browns I can hit one more time with another shade of darker, and we'll do that real quick, but be aware that we're getting to the kind of the stage where she's just going to be all the same shade, and it's all going to... It's all going to work. So let's go here, because we're already here, right? We're getting really close to black. Right? At this point in time, you can't see anything anymore. You see what I mean? Now her arms and everything have kind of disappeared. So let's split the difference on that and see if that helps, but I feel like we're getting... Oh, thanks. We're getting to the point where I can't get her much darker without... Can we gray the browns? I don't know, maybe. Move towards gray like this. I'm always on the wrong... layer. I'm on the wrong layer. Maybe not that dramatic. Maybe to split the difference to here. Like that. Because we could go here. That's what we can do. And that's probably the best we can do. Now, if you want her to be nightmarish in the background, really all I'm doing is just giving you something that's not just a blunt white. Why don't we call that? What do we think, guys? 1203? That's not so bad. So we'll call that. I can give you I can make this red if you want, like a Bernie red, really, really, really red. Like we could go here and seriously bring up its saturation and darkness. Maybe not mess with that though. We can go orange to match her hair. Right? So we can at least make her have red in the background. I agree. Okay, we're calling it. What I'll do, Andrew, is you need to have a little version of this up here, which is your micro standee. That's at 25 millimeter, and it works for the game. And that's all good. Orange to match her hair. Done it. So I will make. I gotta do just one more thing where I've got to shrink her down and put her up there in that little teeny 25 millimeter standee, so you can have a 25 millimeter standee as well. And then I'll send this to you. And I recommend when you print these, I recommend printing them on the photo paper because it's thick and it works really well. And it'll be in your email box by this afternoon. Okay, guys, I can't actually stop this, so we're just going to kill it because it's still locked up over here. So the way I'm going to kill my transmission today is clearly I'm going to close the program. So thank you, my dear and wonderful friend. You're absolutely right. Let's sign this thing. Okay, done. There we go. Now it's signed. All right. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.